In a small village nestled between rolling hills and golden fields, there lived a young weaver named Kofi. He was poor, with worn hands and calloused fingers, but his heart held a fire that no hardship could dim. Every day, Kofi would sit at his loom from dawn until the sun dipped behind the hills. He wove simple cloths for villagers' humble robes, blankets, and sashes, yet each thread carried a touch of his soul. But Kofi dreamed of something greater. He had heard tales of Queen Adowa, whose eyes could see beauty deeper than the finest jewel. He vowed, silently to himself, "One day, I will weave a cloth so magnificent it will make the queen weep, and the world will remember my hands." Years passed, and Kofi saved every coin he earned. He studied colors in the sunrise, patterns in the river's ripples, and the elegance of birds in flight. He sketched designs by candlelight, dreaming of the masterpiece that would define his life. Then, one day, news arrived. The queen was to hold a grand festival in the capital, and artisans from across the kingdom were summoned to present gifts. Kofi knew this was his chance. With trembling hands, he gathered his finest threads, gold, silver, crimson, and sapphire, and began to weave the cloth of his soul. Days became nights, and nights blurred into weeks. He barely ate. He barely slept. His fingers bled, his back ached, but he refused to stop. Each pattern told a story: the mountains of his homeland, the river that nurtured his village, the laughter of children he had never forgotten. Every thread sang with life. Finally, on the eve of the festival, the cloth was complete. It shimmered like the first light of dawn on a dewy morning. Even the moonlight seemed to pale in comparison. Kofi wrapped the cloth around himself and began the journey to the queen's palace. But the effort had been too great. His body, frail from hunger and sleepless nights, could not endure the long walk. By the time he reached the city gates, he collapsed, the cloth clutched to his chest. Word of the weaver's arrival reached the queen. She rushed to his side and gasped as she saw the cloth, a cascade of colors that seemed to breathe, whispering stories of distant hills, rivers, and human devotion. Tears filled her eyes. This is no ordinary cloth," she whispered. "It is a life woven into beauty." Kofi, his strength fading, smiled faintly. "My queen, may this cloth carry my heart, so even when I am gone, you may know my soul." And with that, he breathed his last. The queen ordered the cloth displayed in the palace halls, and all who saw it wept, not only for the beauty of the weaving, but for the love, sacrifice, and devotion stitched into every thread. From that day on, the legend of Kofi, the weaver, lived on, a reminder that true artistry is never measured by wealth, but by the depth of one's heart. Please, if you are new here, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button for more interesting stories.